Okay, I know that folks are going to be joining as I'm speaking, so everything that I'm saying, I will make sure I put in the chat because I do know that folks will be filtering in here over the next minute or so. Welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling, this virtual college fair. Happy to have you here or happy to have you watching this recording. If you are with us live, there's a few important things you need to know. Our panelists cannot see or hear you. So if you have a question for them during this 45-minute session, please hit that Q&A that's either at the top or the bottom of your screen. That Q&A is the only way that you'll be able to ask a question during this 45-minute session. Make sure to address it to the specific institution, or if it's to everyone, make sure you say that as well. And they'll be able to check that throughout this 45-minute session. So again, they cannot see or hear you, hit that Q&A at the top or the bottom of your screen to ask a question. You can sign up for more sessions in the same place that you signed up for this one, and a recording will be available at StriveScan's website, and I'll put that link in the chat as well. To be mindful of time, because I know that's really important to fit a lot in just 6 minutes, we are going to kick it off with Colorado State University.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Justin Smalley. I'm just going to share my screen to get the PowerPoint going. Hope everyone's having a good start to the school year. All right, here we go. So yes, once again, my name is Justin Smalley, and I am the Northern California admissions representative for Colorado State University in Fort Collins, Colorado. And this is my email address. And so my recruitment territories for our Office of Admissions are Northern California, everything kind of north of Bakersfield and the central part of California, all the way up to the Oregon border, obviously at the tip of Northern California. And then also I have the state of Nevada as well. Let's see, we also have a Southern California regional representative, and her name is Elise Goodman, and there's her contact information. So she'll have the metropolitan areas of Los Angeles and San Diego. And we both reside in California, myself outside of Sacramento and Elise in Los Angeles. So we will be hitting the road where we can for high school visits, college fairs this upcoming fall, and also doing a lot of virtual visits. So Colorado State University, we are the second largest public university in the state of Colorado, about 28,000 students right now. And we're located in a very cool college town called Fort Collins, Colorado, which is 1 hour directly north of Denver. Denver will be right in the heart of the rectangular state of Colorado. And then so we are located in northern Colorado, about 30 miles south of the Wyoming border. We are nestled right next to the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. And so outdoor recreation is a huge part of life for people that live in Fort Collins. Fort Collins, it really is a cool college town. And so it's actually been recognized as like one of the best places to live in America by Money Magazine over the years. A really cool downtown area with a lot of coffee shops, restaurants. We'll hang out during the week, especially on the weekends. And then also we are about an hour away from Rocky Mountain National Park for hiking, camping opportunities, and also some of the best ski resorts, snowboarding resorts are about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And that'll be a common theme that you'll hear from the other Colorado schools. Outdoor recreation is a huge part of life, obviously, for students that will end up in Colorado. One thing that's really also known about our campus community is the most common mode of transportation is having a bicycle to get from one end of campus to the other. Our campus is on 500 acres. It's a good sized campus, but definitely getting around on bikes, and there's bike lanes throughout the town of Fort Collins. The university itself, we are a Research One Carnegie institution, and so research is very big on our campus, and we want our students to get that hands-on experience. We are the land-grant school for the state of Colorado, and we do really kind of specialize in the life, animal, agricultural sciences as far as public universities go in the state of Colorado. Some of our more well-known programs, we are currently ranked 3rd in North America for our veterinary medicine graduate program. So because of that, we have very cool specialized programs like animal science, equine science, zoology, fish, wildlife conservation biology, and also the hard sciences, biochemistry, biology, which would be some of our more popular majors. Also, we're recognized as a very sustainable university. So we have a very cool College of Natural Resources where there's 10 different majors that take on different approaches to environmental science. And within that college, we have a mountain campus up there, Rocky Mountain National Park, where students can do natural field studies. Within this college, we'll have majors like ecosystem science and sustainability, restoration ecology, forestry, watershed science, geology, of course. And within this college, we produce like a lot of park rangers, U.S. Park Service, or really anybody that doesn't want to maybe be in an office during their career. You want to be outside and really kind of work with land issues, water issues, things of that nature. At Colorado State, we have 75 majors, over 250 programs of study within. A lot of our major students can have a concentration area within that broad major. Things like business, you can have a specialization in computer information systems, real estate, marketing, accounting, international business, etc. So we really want our students to get that hands-on approach at Colorado State. Also, we want our students to learn as much outside the classroom. We'll have over 500 student organizations. We are Division I NCAA in athletics. Our students love to study abroad. Our students are very civic, community service oriented. And so we really want our students to really find their niche at the larger university or the medium-sized university that we are at CSU. All right, so moving on, to become a RAM, we do a holistic review for admissions, and we are the Colorado State Rams. So we like to say we want our students to join the Ramily, our name for a family. And the best way to apply is through the common application. We do a holistic review for admissions. December 1st is our early action date. February 1st is kind of our final day for becoming freshmen. And we do rolling admissions, so we make decisions within 2 to 4 weeks from the time your application is complete. We are test optional, no SAT or ACT is required. And I might like to say if students have a solid B average coming out of high school, we will take weighted GPAs, that your chances of getting into Colorado State are strong. We do require 1 essay, 1 recommendation. Also, as far as scholarships go for non-resident students, they'll be in the amounts of like $6,000 to $10,000 a year. We are also part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, and more information about the scholarships can be found on our financial aid scholarship website. You can definitely reach out to myself or Elise if you are in Southern California. We'll have opportunities for other scholarships, especially through our honors program and also financial aid. One thing I want to kind of wrap up with, Colorado State, when our students choose Colorado State, obviously they choose it because they love the campus environment, the university, what the university has to provide. And we're really proud of the fact that 86% of our graduates say that they would choose, or I'm sorry, 88% of our students would choose Colorado State all over again. And this is some information about the CSU effect of getting your college diploma from Colorado State. And definitely check out that website, proudtobe.colorado.edu. And once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Elise. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the fair. And next up, I'll turn it over to Christy. Thanks.
Hey, you can do it. Colorado State University, Pueblo.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being here tonight. My name is Noelle Clark, and I'm the Regional Admissions Counselor for Colorado State University, Pueblo. I am based in Southern California in San Diego, and I work with students across all of California and Nevada. I am a proud CSU Pueblo alum and Pueblo native as well, so I always love talking about my university and my hometown to prospective students. So we are a small public university. We're part of the Colorado State University system. So you just heard from our sister school, Fort Collins, but we are located in Southern Colorado in Pueblo. So we're about an hour and a half south of Denver, 45 minutes south of Colorado Springs, and about 45 minutes from the mountains in 3 different directions. So like you'll hear from all of us, outdoor activities, we have them all right in our own backyard, regardless of where you are in Colorado. So Pueblo, CSU Pueblo itself, we have just about 4,000 students. So that makes your average class size just about 16 students. So you really are in those very small classes your entire way through. You get to know your professors, you get to know your classmates, and you get to build those connections and relationships with them. I can tell you from my experience as a student, my entire 4 years, I only had 1 class that had more than 30 students in it. And even in that class, the professor still knew every single one of us by name. So we make sure you get that real individualized approach in the classroom, as well as through the services we provide you on campus. Our student body, 40% are the first in their family to go to college. 50% of our students come from diverse backgrounds. We are a Hispanic serving institution, and we were Colorado's first Purple Heart designated campus, and we're an extremely military friendly campus. So if you come from a military background, we have a lot of services and resources for you guys. None of our programs are impacted. So regardless of what you choose to study, you're able to graduate within 4 years. And all of our 80 areas of study except for our nursing program are direct entry. So nursing is the only program that requires an additional application process in order to enter. We're a nationally recognized nursing program, so it is one of our more popular programs on campus, but it's still very accessible as well for California and Nevada residents for you to be accepted into those programs. I have some of our more popular and unique programs listed right there. So health sciences, business, biology, psychology are some of the more popular ones. We do also have a handful that are set up as 3+2 programs, meaning you can complete your undergrad and master's in 5 years as opposed to the traditional 6, saving you some time and money in the long run. And one thing we do with every single one of our programs is there's some sort of hands-on component tied in with it. So you're not just sitting in the classroom, you're in the lab, you're doing clinicals, you're doing research, you're doing internships, you're getting that hands-on experience your entire way through. One of the things we're most excited for is this year we're continuing our program called CSU Pueblo Works. That's very new to campus. And that's actually, you can earn your work study funding off campus within the community in a field that's relevant to your major as opposed to working directly on campus. So if you're a student teacher, you could get the opportunity to get paid for being a student teacher as opposed to having to earn that funding through a different job on campus and being a student teacher as well. So that's a very exciting program. We're super pumped for that. It's been growing over the last year. We're Division II for athletics with 21 different teams. So there are scholarships associated with that, 75 plus different clubs and organizations going on campus. So we have so much going on that you're able to be involved in as a CSU Pueblo student. We are a WUI school, part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange, and our WUI program is completely automatic. So if you are accepted to CSU Pueblo, you automatically come in at that WUI rate if you're a resident of one of those WUI states, California or Nevada. Then on top of that, we stack additional scholarships. So as a high school senior, you're automatically considered for merit scholarships when you apply, which range from $500 to $8,000 a year based on your GPA, ACT, SAT score, or class rank of your graduating high school class. You only have to meet one of those 3 requirements in order to qualify, and they start at a 3.35 weighted GPA, so very accessible. Then as an out-of-state student, you get a $2,000 a year housing scholarship for every single year you live on campus, so that's an automatic scholarship you can count on receiving as well for all students. And then we have our own private scholarship application for you guys that you can fill out that matches you to over our $50 million in aid that we have for 4,000 students on campus. If you're a first generation student, neither parent has a bachelor's degree, you're eligible for a $1,000 a year scholarship with a 3.0 GPA. Our application is rolling for admissions, and it is online on our website. So when you apply, it's about a week for an admissions decision. No essays, no letters of recommendation, no personal statement. So it just takes you about 10 minutes to fill it out. We are test optional again this year for the class of 2022. So we're looking just at your transcripts for you to apply to the university. If you have a 3.0 GPA, you'll be automatically accepted to the university. So you can count on that. If you have under that, we can still consider you for admissions. I am your contact for any questions with CSU Pueblo. Like I said, I work with all students in California and Nevada. I have our application fee waiver code right here, so you can apply for free. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'll go ahead and continue on. Let the next presenter take over. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Fort Lewis College.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gianna Gomar, and I am an admission counselor for Fort Lewis College. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all here. So a little bit about us. We like to say that we're powered by place. We are located in Durango, Colorado, which is southwest Colorado. As you can see, we're this yellow dot. We are very, very close to the Four Corners area, and that allows for some amazing opportunities inside and outside the classroom. A little bit about us as an institution. We are a smaller school. We have about 3,400 students on campus. So what that means for you as a student is as you're walking across campus, you'll definitely run into a few friends, but you won't know absolutely everyone there, which is kind of nice. Other than that, we are an amazing college just because we're a very, very diverse campus. So 57% of our students are students of color. We have students coming from 45 different states, and we also have 185 Native Native American tribes and Alaska Native villages represented here on campus. So we value inclusivity and just making this a really welcoming environment for all students. We have different centers on campus to support all our students, like El Centro de Muchos Colores, which is the Center of Many Colors. We also have the Native American Center, the Black Student Resource Center, and the G, which is for LGBTQ students. Other than that, because we are a smaller school, our average class size is also small in size. We have about 21 students for our average class size, and the student to faculty ratio is 15:1. Another thing to note is that 100% of our classes are taught by faculty, so we don't have any graduate students teaching the undergraduate classes. Our faculty members, as you can see from this picture, this is what a real setting would look like. You would get to know your professors. They would know you by name. They would know what you're good at and what you struggle with. So it's a really personalized approach to learning. We do have 55 different majors here that you can see listed. Some of our more popular ones are business, engineering, education, psychology, but as you can see, there's plenty to choose from. And if you're undecided, that's totally okay. Keep in mind, you have plenty of time to figure that out. You actually don't have to declare a major until your second year. So no worries on that if that's the case for you. What we really focus on is experiential learning. So like some of these schools have talked about as well, we are very hands-on. We offer different ways for you to get involved that are beyond your classroom, because we get that being stuck in a classroom all day, every day can get a little boring. And so we want for you to have as many hands-on experiences, and those come in the shape of internships, field studies, study abroad, service learning, research. All of these are just great ways for you to really learn by doing. And a lot of the programs do have requirements that involve things like this. This picture right here is actually from one of our engineering students. They have an amazing program where they install solar panels for communities that might need just some support with sustainability and to support them with getting electricity. So that's one example, but we have so many different opportunities for students to get involved. One of my favorite, I have a lot of friends that studied anthropology, and they go and do an actual archaeological dig. So that's another really cool example of something that we offer. We have sister schools all around the world as well, so it's very easy for you to study abroad. Other ways that you can get involved, we have over 60 student clubs and organizations, everything from a social dance club, a lot of outdoor clubs, because Durango, Colorado, it's a very outdoorsy town, and we'll talk about that here in a second. We have over 50 events on campus, everything from a music festival in the springtime to a de-stress day where they bring in a bunch of puppies. That's my favorite one. We're also an NCAA Division II school, and so that means we have varsity teams on campus, but if you want to participate and not compete as actively, we have intercollegiate club sports and intramural sports as well. A little bit about our admission. So we will request that you submit your high school transcript. There is normally a $40 application fee, but feel free to use this code for you to apply for free. It's all caps, one word, FLC apply, and that will waive the $40 application fee. We're also test score optional, so keep in mind that you don't have to submit that. We will just request your high school transcript. And most of our students do fall between having a 3.0 to a 3.8 GPA. We also offer merit scholarships. So for out-of-state students, you can get anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 off of your tuition. And we're also a part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange. So definitely a lot of ways that you can save. Other than that, we always encourage for our students to fill out the FAFSA. That opens up October 1st, as a little reminder. We offer something called the Native American Tuition Waiver. If you're a Native American student coming from a federally recognized tribe, you can attend Fort Lewis College tuition free. So that's an amazing opportunity, again, to reduce your cost of attendance. And we have many other scholarships, as you can see here. So we highly encourage for you to just check out all the different resources, because you can, again, keep that cost of attendance significantly low. Other than that, a little bit about Durango real quick. We are a smaller mountain town, but we're by no means a boring town, and we have plenty going on. We always have concerts in the park, a lot of festivals that go throughout the year. We also have a regional airport, a hospital, all of that. So no worries, we got you covered. We also have over 300 miles of hiking and biking trails right from campus. So if you're someone that loves the outdoors and want to live that Colorado experience, Durango is a place to go. It's a really wonderful place to live. And also as a first-year student, you do get a free season pass to Purgatory Mountain Resort, which is our home mountain. It's about 30 minutes from campus, and a lot of our students like to participate on that during the weekends. Keep in mind too that we have an office on campus called Outdoor Pursuits. And if you ever need to borrow a mountain bike, a snowboard, anything like that, it's absolutely free. If you get a chance to come visit us, that's the best way to get to know us a little more. And that is all I have for you. Here's my contact info. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
All right, thank you. Definitely throw that into the chat for our attendees. Next up, we have University of Colorado, Boulder.
Hi all, thank you so much for being here. And do the share screen in 1 sec. All right, so the University of Colorado Boulder is the flagship public school within the state university, the University of Colorado system. We are the R1 research university within the state, and we are the largest school within the state and the oldest. In terms of our student population, we have about 35,000 undergraduate students, with students coming from all 50 states. I specifically work with students from Southern California, that's Santa Barbara on down to the border, and students from Hawaii. But if you are from any other area in the country, I can connect with you to introduce you with your counselor. The university specializes in providing an education that gives you the ability to customize. So instead of coming into this large school system and making your way through by doing an out-of-the-box major that is the same as every other bio student, every other psych student, every other engineering student, we structure our majors and provide different other degree paths through minors and certificates so that in multiple choices in your education, you get to pull in different subjects that are interesting to you and build your 4-year path to degree so that it reflects you specifically and your interests. The idea is that with all of the opportunity of a university of our size, with the relationships and the connections that we have, instead of giving every student the same experience, we could use that to help students connect with what they're really looking for, particularly in terms of their education. So that's why when you're applying to the University of Colorado Boulder, you want to consider which major or which advisors you would want to start off with as a first-year student. Look into all of the programs that we have online, all of the majors, and apply directly into the school and the major that you're most interested in starting out in. If you're an undecided student, we would love to work with you as well. About 23% of our incoming students are undecided. We have the program in exploratory studies on campus specifically for you, with advisors who are trained and knowledgeable about how to make sense of and help you learn in that first year what you would like to do in terms of our education. Beyond that, we are located in an amazing part of the state of Colorado, right in Boulder. We founded Boulder a little bit before the state of Colorado became a state, and it has grown from that college town into a city of about 110,000 people. It is still an incredibly supportive area for our students in terms of giving them access to amenities and being easily navigable by public transportation or on foot or on bike. But Boulder hosts industry beyond the university. For example, Google has a site there. So in terms of amenities, access to economic opportunities, access to community service opportunities, there's more for students to take advantage of than would be in like a smaller suburban town. We're about 30 minutes away, a little bit northwest from Denver, that being the major largest city within the state. And again, really easily navigable by an excellent public transportation system. So our students are working with their academic departments, whatever the subject may be, to take advantage of the long-standing relationships we have with all of the industries around us. So our film production students are actually working on film research using one of the largest libraries of film that is available in the US. And our aerospace engineering students are working with Northrop Grumman right there in Boulder. Beyond the academics, our students are able to participate in over 450 clubs and organizations. We have study abroad sites in over 400 places in the country. We volunteer at 750 sites every single year, and our students are able to build in lots of those different opportunities into their social life and also their ability to participate among their students. We require all first-year students to live on campus And we also host resident academic programs and living learning communities, which are programs for academic and social engagement that will allow you to make friends right in that residence hall. If you are looking to apply, we are available exclusively on the common application for all first-year applicants. With students and their outcomes, students who graduate from Boulder are successfully placed within 3 months at about 93% of all of our graduating students. 74% of our students are admitted to their first choice postgraduate program, so law school, med school, MBA, and they have an average starting salary of about $55,000. Our application deadlines are November 15th and January 15th. We are early action, which means you get an earlier answer, non-binding, for the November date and regular decision for the January date. And we also have a received by deadline, which means that by the deadline you choose, your entire application needs to have been completed by then. We don't require test scores. We don't use them for merit scholarship review. And we will review all admitted students with a 3.85 cumulative GPA in high school weighted for merit scholarship. We also have a CU Boulder scholarship application, opens up November 1st of every senior's for every senior during that year. And there are about 400 to 600 scholarships on there every year that you can apply for. If you have any questions at all, I am the counselor that you can reach out to if you're from SoCal or Hawaii. Again, and if that is not you, feel free to reach out to me and I will be able to connect you with your counselor. Thank you so much. And I'm going to turn it back over to the facilitator.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have University of Northern Colorado.
Hello, my name is Cedric Nixon and I am the admission counselor for the state of California for the University of Northern Colorado. We are located about an hour east of Denver, 45 minutes from the mountains. So like all of these wonderful institutions, you can really engage with the outdoors in the beautiful state of Colorado. So to just give a broad overview of UNC, we're right at that mid-sized institution. We have about 10,000 undergraduate students, a little bit over 100 undergraduate programs and an average class size of around 27. UNC was founded as a teacher's college, and so we have our foundation in education. We now have, like I mentioned, over 100 undergraduate programs, but we still have those strong focus and strong foundations in having excellent faculty. So our students really find our faculty accessible. We have a 17:1 faculty to student ratio. And while our faculty are doing research and leading experts in their field, they're also here for students first and students primarily. Right, so UNC has a really big focus on a hands-on education. So you can see a list of our top 10 programs there. I won't just read down the whole list, but we really focus especially on art and design. We have an amazing College of Performing and Visual Arts. Some other big draws are our Montfort College of Business. It's named after the Montfort family who owns the Rockies, and some of our students even get to meet that family, which is pretty cool. Anything education, like I said, we were founded as a teacher school, and so we still love all Colorado teachers, and we place teachers in every Colorado district, which is super awesome. Our nursing program is one of the top 10% programs in the nation. It's one of our most competitive programs, and we have some really cool nursing facilities and labs that even have full like animatronic robots that can give birth. They have realistic skin, all of that sort of cool stuff. And again, you can see all of our top programs up there. Like I mentioned, we have a big focus on really getting into the field. So our nursing students are spending hundreds of hours in hospitals or nursing homes. Our teaching candidates are spending 900 to 1,000 hours in the classroom, which is really, really, really awesome. And all of our programs really have that focus on that hands-on experience. We even offer a lot of research opportunities to our undergraduate students. For example, we have a cancer rehabilitation research center on our campus, and undergraduate students are able to participate in that research, which a lot of our pre-med students are very, very interested in. We have 17 residence halls on our campus, and what's super awesome about those is they're all open to first-year, first-time students. So we don't have any sort of restrictions on what residence hall you can live in. We have beautiful, like smaller cottage style residence halls. Then we have big, like 17 floor apartment style residence halls as well. And so we have a pretty big variation between our residence halls. And in those halls, we have 15 learning communities. In those communities, there are places for our nursing students to connect, maybe our teaching students, or just folks who want to get out into the outdoors. Then we have 10 dining locations. 3 of those are premier dining halls, and then a lot of those are retail locations like our sushi restaurant on campus. WUI, or the Western Undergraduate Exchange, applies to all students automatically at the point of admissions, or all students from the western half of the United States. That is going to take off roughly a little bit over 5,000 per year, which is super awesome that we can automatically offer that. We also have some merit-based scholarships that are based on your GPA at the point of admissions. And we're able to offer that to all WUI residents and WUI students. So those will start at 2,000, and then depending on your high school GPA, they can go up to 6,000 per year, and they're 4-year renewable scholarships. And so they can really help make us a really affordable option for students coming from California. I wanted to end by talking about how to apply. So you can apply at apply.uncu.edu. We do have a $50 application fee, but that's often waived, and I can help find some free app codes for you as well if you want to connect. All we're really going to need is a transcript from your high school. And so you can really just reach out to your counselor, and that's true with most schools, and they're going to be able to get those transcripts sent. And then for transfer students, we will take college transcripts, and then depending on your academic history, we do sometimes need high school transcripts as well. So I'll put my contact information in the chat. Again, the University of Northern Colorado just really wants to be an affordable 4-year option for students who want to engage in research opportunities. So thanks for listening to me speak, and I'll hand it over to our next Colorado institution.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have Western Colorado University.
Great. Perfect. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this evening. My name is Brianna Clark, and I'm a Regional Director of Recruitment with Western Colorado University, and I'm excited to share with you a little bit about what we have to offer. First and foremost, we are located in the Gunnison Valley, which is right in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. We're about 3.5 hours southwest of Denver, which means we have easy access to all things Colorado adventure. Within 45 minutes of campus, we're within for 2 world-class ski resorts, including Crested Butte and Monarch Pass. About 10 minutes south of us is Hartman's Rocks, which has a bunch of mountain biking and trail running routes for students and staff and faculty and everyone to participate in. And then 18 miles to the west of us is Blue Mesa Reservoir, which is the largest body of water in Colorado, and how our students have access to water sports like sea kayaking. Along with providing all of the great Colorado adventure for our students, Gunnison Valley also provides nature's best classroom for our students. 80% of the land surrounding Western is public land. So our students, especially within the biology, environment and sustainability, geology, recreation, outdoor education, and even anthropology majors are getting out and getting their hands dirty while working on applied learning opportunities for what they're learning in the classroom and then applying it outside of the classroom as they're going. So some really great recreational opportunities, as well as some out of classroom experiences that just our surroundings provide. A little bit more about Western specifically. We are a small public university. We have about 3,000 students in our undergraduate population, and our average class size at Western is about 16 students. We do guarantee, though, that you will never have a class with more than 66 students in it, though. That's our largest classroom on campus. That's as many chairs as we can fit in that room, so that's why we're able to make that guarantee for you. To be honest, our professors do not like having larger class sizes than 25 students or so, because it makes it harder for them to do what they care most about, and that's get to know you as a student. They're going to get to know you on a first name basis within 2 weeks of your freshman year, and they're also going to know that you're coming from a little bit farther away from home. So they might take a little extra effort to make sure that you are finding your home at Western, stopping at the grocery store, asking how everything is doing, and if they can help you with that homework assignment here. This graphic on the screen is just to show you a little bit of a difference between a 16-person classroom at Western versus a 500-seat lecture hall at a larger university, just to give a visual comparison of what that might look like. Talking into academics, we have over 100 different academic programs that we're able to offer our students. Our most popular majors include business administration, environment and sustainability, recreation, outdoor education, biology, exercise, sports science, and elementary education. We also have rising majors within mechanical engineering and computer science, as well as many others that you can get involved in, including some accelerated degree programs, which is where you are working on your bachelor's degree for 3 years, a 4th year where it's hybrid, where you're working on both your bachelor's and your master's degree, a 5th year that's a master's, so you're graduating with a master's and a bachelor's degree in 5 years. But our most popular major for students coming in freshman year is actually undecided, undeclared, and you work with our exploratory department and our advisors to help find that major or that career that makes most sense for what you're interested in. We are absolutely dedicated to the success of our students at Western, so we have a whole host of support services available to help you depending on what your needs is. We have disability services, academic advisors, tutoring centers within our math and writing centers, as well as career services to help you find that job after and even before you are graduating from Western. Our EPIC mentors is our experienced peers initiating connections group. They're upperclassmen students who are hired and trained to act as mentors. Every incoming student at Western is assigned an EPIC mentor for your entire first year on campus, and they even start reaching out this summer before you get there. They're your person to reach out if you have questions and need some help, or feeling overwhelmed and want someone to go for a hike with, or anything along those lines. Our EPIC mentors will also reach out and make sure that you are doing okay, and maybe invite you to that basketball game or whatever event is happening that weekend. Absolutely want to touch base on the affordability of Western. We like to say that we have a low cost but a high value within that education that you are receiving based on those small class sizes and hands-on application learning opportunities. Our out-of-state tuition for our students is coming in at just under $19,000. Depending on what other colleges and universities you're looking at, that is a very affordable number. 80% of our students are receiving some form of financial aid, while 100% of our students are considered for merit aid as soon as you have applied and been accepted to Western. Speaking of those scholarships, here is our breakdown of how those work on my out-of-state scholarships. Any student who has a 3.35 cumulative GPA or higher at the time of application will receive a scholarship. That's this $8,000 scholarship. As you can see, we're cutting tuition by almost in half with that. The higher your GPA, the higher your scholarship dollar offers will be. If you're not receiving an academic merit scholarship, then you will automatically receive a WUI scholarship if you are from one of our WUI states on that side. We also have a first generation scholarship and so many program-based and common scholarships that you can apply for as a student. Many of those are also available for you to apply for as a current student at Western too. We absolutely want you to come on out and check out Western for yourself. We are able to do in-person on-campus visits. If you go to western.edu/visit, you'll be able to see all of the opportunities for that chance to be able to come and tour campus on your own. Or if you want to check out what recruitment virtual events are, we have western.edu/recruitment events to see what those opportunities are available for you as well. In order to apply at Western, we try to keep it as simple as possible. Going to western.edu/apply will take you to our application at Western. It will take you about 20, maybe 30 minutes to complete, plus however long you want to spend on your Why Western essay. We're on a rolling admissions process, which means after October 1st, we review applications on a weekly basis, and you could hear at any point after that. We are test optional, so if you do not have test scores, you do not have to submit those if you don't want to. It is a $30 application fee, but you can use the code GOWESTERN2022 to waive that application fee for you. My contact info is here on the screen. Thank you so much for listening, and I will also pop this into the chat, but I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Christy.
All right, thank you so much. If I could have all of the panelists turn their cameras on, we're going to do a quick roundtable question here. And this is an important one. What advice would you give folks going through the college search process? And we're going to start with Colorado State University.
All right. Yes, I would recommend, if you're considering like a certain major at a university, I think one place to definitely check out is obviously the major website or the departmental website, but also the university catalog, because to see what classes you'll actually have to take for that specific major, because if you read through the classes that you'll have to take and the course descriptions, that's a good indication that that major might be a good fit for what you're looking for. And definitely going into school as undecided or what we now call exploratory studies, that's a-okay. You don't have to go into school with this major in mind. That's my advice. Yeah.
So my top advice that I give students is to really take this time to explore what you're interested in. So for most of your life so far, especially if you're a high school senior or junior, you've done a lot of what people around you may have liked, what your friends have influenced you to like, but really take that time to explore what interests you. So maybe there's a class you see that's offering or a club and organization that sounds interesting. Check it out. College is a really great time to do that exploration and find the things that you're truly passionate about. And there's so many great opportunities at all of our campuses for you to get those different options and explore something new.
My advice to you all as you're trying to narrow down where to go to school is to definitely visit the campus. I think going to visit a campus in person can really allow for you to see whether you can picture yourself there or not, and also just see the environment and the people that attend that school. So definitely, if you get a chance to go visit, see it with your own eyes, step foot on the campus and see how it feels.
So my advice is to give each of the schools in your list an equal shot in your mind and in your heart. We know as applicants, because I've been there too, that you've got to have X amount according to your counselors, yourself, or your community. The number's yours to decide. But if you go into the process, you can't help but having favorites, I understand. But if you go into the process really allied with a certain school and having the other ones on the list is sort of like fillers, you are closing the door to seeing what actually the schools will do for you and see how they unfold. Putting a school on your list is like the initial step, sending in the applications. After you apply, everything from there is a school introducing themselves to you and showing you a little bit more about themselves. And if you are so wedded to one school on your list from the beginning, you might ignore things that would really catch your eye, work for you financially, or better meet your needs. While you're trying to fit that dream school into like the round peg that is like what's actually right for you. So just give them all a chance. Have your dream school, definitely, but give them all a chance on that list.
I would say my biggest piece of advice is to really use any of us as counselors to help you in that process and in that decision. I know it can feel really intimidating to work with others in this process, a process that feels so personal. But I think we're all in this line of work because we care about you as a student and we want to make sure that you are making the best choice for you. So reach out, ask questions, come visit us on our different campuses, and just really use any counselors that you meet to help you in that process as much as you can.
All really, really great advice from my colleagues. I'll give a piece that's on more of the process side of things, and that's apply early your senior year. I recommend applying to your top 3 to 5 college choices before Thanksgiving. That way you can roll into the holidays having that part of the paperwork process done, and then you can be stress-free, or at least somewhat stress-free through this holiday season. And then you can always tell anyone who's asking, what are you going to do with the rest of your life, that you've already applied to those 3 to 5 colleges and are just waiting for award letters as you're making that decision. And so that's kind of just my piece.
I think all great advice. I always plug something, but it was already covered. My last thing is just contact these folks. They're the experts here. They are here to help guide you to make sure that you find the right fit for you. So thank you so much to our panelists, our experts. Thank you so much to the folks that were able to join us live and to those who are watching this recording. If you are with us live, when you leave, there is going to be a quick 5-question survey that you'll be asked to complete, which is very helpful. There is another session tonight that you can sign up, the same place that you signed up for this one. And you can get a recording of any and all of the different sessions at StriveScan, and I threw that link into the chat. So thank you so much again to our panelists, our experts, and thank you out there watching this, and best of luck to you. Have a good night.